Once, in a forgotten corner of London, where the fog rolled in thickly and street lamps flickered with an eerie light, there lived a young woman named Clara. Clara was a city planner, working late nights to restore old Victorian buildings. One particularly dreary night, as she left her office, the darkness seemed to close around her, as if the city itself was holding its breath. Clara hurried down a narrow alley, her heels clicking against the cobblestones, when she heard a faint whisper, like a breeze rustling through the leaves. "Clara," it called softly. She paused, a chill creeping down her spine. She looked around, but the alley was empty, save for the shadows clinging to the walls. Shaking off her unease, Clara continued walking, but the whisper grew louder, more insistent. "This way," it beckoned her to follow. Against her better judgment, curiosity drew her deeper into the shadows. The whisper led her through twisting passages, until she found herself in front of an ancient, decrepit building that she had never seen before. The front door creaked open as if inviting her in. Clara hesitated but remembered her work. This could be an undiscovered gem for her project. The moment she stepped inside, the air turned cold and the door slammed shut behind her. Dim lights flickered to life, revealing a grand dust-covered ballroom. Cobwebs hung like curtains, and the faded wallpaper whispered stories of long-gone parties. Suddenly she heard laughter, soft, melodic, yet unsettling. Shadows danced around her, swirling in a rhythm only they could hear. Clara's heart raced as she peered into the depths of the room. In the corner stood a grand piano, the keys moving on their own, struck by invisible hands. The laughter crescendoed, echoing off the walls, and Clara felt a pull to join. Before she could think, Clara danced into the center of the ballroom, entranced by the music and laughter. But then, she noticed the shadows coalescing into figures, ghostly apparitions dressed in Victorian attire, their faces twisted in sorrow. The laughter echoed again, but now it held a tinge of despair. They reached out to her with translucent hands, their eyes reflecting the pain of their lost past. "Help us," they whispered. "Free us from this torment." Realizing that she was caught in a moment that transcended time, Clara understood. This building was a prison for the remnants of those forgotten souls, trapped in a never-ending ball. Gathering her courage, she asked, "How can I help you?" A widow in a tattered gown stepped forward, her voice like a gentle breeze. "Restore our story. Remember us. Only then will we find peace." Clara nodded, her spirit ignited with purpose. She promised to uncover their histories and weave their tales back into the fabric of London. With that promise, the shadows began to fade. The laughter softened into a harmonious sigh, and the figures slowly dissipated, their expressions shifting from anguish to gratitude. As the last of the apparitions disappeared, the air around Clara warmed, and she found herself standing alone in the empty ballroom. The door creaked open, and the fog-laden streets of London awaited her. With a renewed sense of resolve, she stepped out into the night, ready to embark on a journey to breathe life into the stories of those who had come before and ensure they would never be forgotten again. The whispers faded away, but Clara knew they would always be with her, guiding her through the dark corners of London. And as she walked home, she could still feel the pulse of the city, alive with the tales of every soul who had ever wandered its streets.